everybody and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have got a really fun one. So typically on my channel I nearly always do high-end foundations, and I know that that must be so annoying for you guys, but today I am trying the Pretty Little Thing foundation. And don't you just love it when things like just come together? Like, I feel like this video is like, I just love it when you find good, affordable products, and I feel like this has hit the nail on the head. So if you want to see my first impressions and review of this foundation, then just keep on watching. So today we're going to jump straight into trying the foundation. So I'm actually quite nervous to try this because I'm really fussy when it comes to foundations, which is why I tend not to have tried loads of different ones because I like what I like type of thing. But this one was so affordable and I really love Pretty Little Thing, and Rachel Leary said it was good, so I thought I'm going to try it. So this is what the foundation looks like. So I got mine in the shade 17 Natural Buff. I have no idea if that's going to be the right shade or not, but we're just going to go with it today. So it just says a natural finish, and it says the ultimate everyday foundation. Give your makeup an upgrade with this lightweight and buildable coverage formula that contains skin-loving hyaluronic acid and glycerin. So it's all saying, like, it's saying the right things. This is obviously what it looks like. I don't love this type of packaging, only because anything that's matte I always feel like it gets really dirty really easily, but I do like that it's a squeezy bottle because you can get everything out, because sometimes with the pump foundations I feel like you don't get all the foundation out, so you're not getting your money's worth, whereas with this, like, we'll be able to squeeze out every last bit. So that is good. The size seems good. I will say the price is so affordable. So I think I bought this in the sale for £3.50. £3.50, so that is obviously incredibly affordable. Normally I think it's £8, which to me is still a really good price for a foundation. I mean, bloody hell, some of us can spend like £40 on a foundation. So I think I'm just gonna go with it and put it straight onto my skin. The only thing which I've got on my skin right now is sun cream. I haven't got any primers on or anything, so this should give us quite a like true to, oh, the colour, whoa, it's watery. The colour looks quite good actually. I was scared. You know, like when you order foundation online and you're like, ooh, it could be any colour. So the formula is quite watery, but I can see that as I'm blending it onto my skin, it's starting to set straight away. So if you're using this, that just went everywhere. I have no idea if the camera just picked up what just happened, but I literally like went to tip the bottle on my face and it all fell out, the container all over me. It has got a really watery consistency, and literally be careful that you don't do what I just did. Especially if you've like, because I know some people like to wear their outfits like while they're getting, like they'll do the makeup in the outfit that they're wearing. Please be freaking careful. I'm now just gonna put a bit on my brush and do it that way because I feel like that's so much safer. The colour looks really nice. The colour, I'm not saying it's like the most perfect match, it's probably a little bit too warm, but it's a good colour match considering I just blindly went off the website, and it looks like it's drying down into quite a matte finish, which I like anyway. And it does look like quite a good coverage as well. So it doesn't look like a light coverage at the minute. It looks pretty freaking good. I don't know if the camera's picking up how nice it looks actually. So now I'm gonna do what I normally do. So I normally apply it with my brush and then I will go over with my beauty blender. So now that I'm blending that in with my beauty blender, it's actually got a really, really good coverage. It's definitely a medium coverage foundation, so it's not lightweight, it's definitely covering a lot of my little imperfections. And the finish is actually really gorgeous because it's not drying down matte, that it dries down so quick that you can't blend it. It gives you enough time to like actually blend the product, because the thing I hate is when you get a foundation and it starts drying so quickly that you can't blend it properly or that you're in a rush to blend it. But this actually blends so friggin' nice. Let me tell you something. For £3.50, I am absolutely loving the finish on this. And the foundation isn't the most perfect match, but it blends so well and the finish is so freaking nice. I'm just really surprised at how flipping good that looks. So I can't wait to do the rest of my makeup now to see what it looks like all finished. So I'm just taking my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer and I'm gonna do under my eyes. I'm literally rushing now because I'm like, I want to see what the final look looks like because this is looking really pretty. So I'm gonna set my under eyes first. So this is using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 1. And I'm gonna set under my eyes and then I'm gonna set my entire face. But what I will say is I like my foundation to be set because I just feel like it lasts longer for me that way. But this foundation, because it dries down quite matte, you probably could get away with not setting it if you wanted to. But for the sake of how I like to do my makeup normally, today we are setting it. It looks so creamy and nice underneath this bloody powder. Honestly, it looks so, it doesn't look like £3 foundation. Oh, I can't believe it. This next part for me is the big teller on how good a foundation is. So I'm gonna do my bronzer. Let's hope to dear God that it goes okay and that it all goes on evenly. Because I find that with some foundations, they can make putting bronzer on so difficult and it can go either muddy or clumpy. So I am really fussy about which foundations I use because of the issue that I have with bronzer. But that seems to have gone on really nicely and it seems to have blended quite well. It's not as, I'm gonna be honest, it's not as perfect as when I use my L'Oreal True Match. I know that my bronzer is gonna go on really smooth. It's not as good as that. I can see it's a little bit patchy around here, but on the whole, I think you could get used to working with the foundation because also you got to take into account that I've never used this foundation before. When you buy a new foundation, it takes you a few days to get used to the feel of it and how you apply other products on top of it. So I would say that the way that that's come out off the bat is pretty good and I think that I'll be able to work with that quite easily. It's just getting used to how product sits on top of it, but off the bat, I would say that that has blended pretty good on top of the foundation. Yeah, so like again on this side, it's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but it's a little bit patchy, but it's not anything horrendous. Like it wouldn't stop me from using the foundation. It would just make me think, okay, we've got to work out the best way to put bronzer on top of this foundation while keeping it looking really smooth. Honestly, so far I feel like there's very little bad I can say about this foundation. Just that tiny bit of like difficulty blending my bronzer, but it's really like neither here nor there. I think that in a few days, if I use this foundation for a couple of days, I'll get used to how to apply the bronzer better. Yeah, so even with the highlighter, because sometimes highlighter can really emphasize the pores and imperfections on your skin, like the texture on your skin, and it hasn't done that, which makes me think the foundation is doing like a really nice job of actually smoothing the skin out. Well, I can see that anyway, like in my reflection, I can see that my skin looks really nice, and I'm actually really pleased with the colour match as well, because usually I would mix foundations to get the right colour, but obviously we're testing a foundation out today, so I don't want to be mixing this with other foundations. But on its own, with a tan, that colour is pretty much, you know, it's not the perfect shade, but it's not, you know, once I've got my concealer on and my blusher on and everything else on, it matches absolutely fine. So I'm really happy with that. So that is the makeup finished, and I am really flipping impressed with how it's looking right now. Honestly, I am honestly loving my makeup today. So I'm gonna go and do my hair. I'm gonna put an outfit on because I've currently got my dressing gown on, and then I'll be right back to sort of do my final thoughts and all that good stuff. Let you know what I think. Look how nice it looks. Doesn't it look so flippin' nice? I feel like the rest of my makeup looks nice as well though. Like I feel like it's just like giving me like a bit more. So I'm back and I'm looking a little bit more normal. I was just looking at this foundation in the mirror of my bathroom because I feel like everybody has that mirror, don't they? Which like, if you look bad, it's gonna be in that mirror. And I feel like if my makeup's gonna look bad that day, the bathroom mirror will tell me the truth. So I just had a quick look in the bathroom mirror at my foundation to kind of get a really good look at it. And I honestly feel like I'm just shocked that it looks this good. I honestly feel like there's not really a lot I can say negative about it. The only things which I can think which I didn't like about it, and if I'm being really picky, was that this was quite a big one for me actually, because when I tipped the product upside down to put it on my face, the actual bottle can't hold in the product. So if you tip it upside down, it is all going to fall out. So it's not a case of squeezing the bottle to get it out. It will all fall out because it's just so liquidy. I don't have an issue with it being liquidy. I actually really like liquidy foundations. Like I love the Face and Body by MAC, but it needs an end on it that's similar to Face and Body where you can actually squeeze the product out and it not go everywhere. So I don't love that. And then the only other thing was really when I was blending my bronzer and it went a little, like a tiny bit patchy. It just didn't go on as seamlessly as it does with my L'Oreal True Match. But I use the L'Oreal True Match every day and I have done for years. So of course I'm gonna know how to apply other products on top of it. I think whenever you're trying new makeup products, it's hard to say like right at the beginning like how they're going to work because it does take a little bit of getting used to that product. So I think after a few days or a week or so of using this foundation, the bronzer thing would just not be an issue. So I feel like I can't even say that really. Yeah, it's just I wish that they would change the container on this, just so it made controlling the liquidy foundation a little bit easier. I feel like I want to get closer to the camera so you can see exactly what this foundation is looking like right now. And like you can see the highlight hasn't highlighted any texture on my skin, which just makes me think that the foundation has done a really, really good job at smoothing out the skin texture as well as the skin tone and everything like that. So I am gonna say, I think this is my favorite foundation that I have tried in a really long time, because typically when I'm trying new foundations I will try a Charlotte Tilbury one or a NARS one or a Fenty one, ones that are a little bit more high-end, and most of the time I will stay away from any foundations which are cheap basically, because I think that's, in my mind, I think the more expensive the foundation the better it's going to be. But this has honestly like blown my mind at how nice it looks. I really hope that, but I think like looking at it, I think it's gonna wear nice as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it looks durable on the skin. To be fair, it looks really similar to my L'Oreal True Match. Like the finish, I think that's why I like it so much, because the finish of it is so similar. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little review and first impressions. I really enjoyed this one because I feel like I was just pleasantly surprised. I'll leave a link to the foundation down below so you can go over and have a little look. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!